What's your impression of Wicks? Now,
Good.
before you answer,
Saquon was raving about him today too.
okay, well then here's what we'll say about it. Do we agree? And let me ask you this before I answer it. Did you think A.J. Brown was going to be that A.J. Brown when you got him from Tennessee?
No,
I didn't.
I didn't either. I thought he'd be good, but I didn't think he'd be top 3 receiver in the league good.
No way. No way did I think that.
I mean, there was a couple year run there where he was like being mentioned with Jamar and Jefferson.
Yes. But he was never that in Tennessee, correct?
No, absolutely not.
Right. I mean, he's a 60 catch
Shout
guy.
out to Jalen Hurts.
Okay, 900, right? Right? I mean, he was a 900 yards.
Just explain to me how A.J. Brown became one of the best receivers in football with who you call a stiff quarterback.
Easily. A.J. got the numbers because that's where they threw the ball, and the offensive passing game was a toilet bowl for 4 of the 5 years that he's been there as a group and a unit. That's on the quarterback.
Well, I mean, Jalen Hurts, you just said it. A.J. Brown was not perceived that way until he started playing with Jalen Hurts.
Okay. Well, the offensive passing attack has never been good, except for 1 year. I mean, never, really. I mean, guy's got his numbers, though. Now, this year, that's going to be different. That's what they're saying. All right. I don't have a problem with that. How about this one here? You think the best years are behind Hurts, or are they ahead of him?
I think I'm hoping he can steady out and ride where he is right now, and or maybe a little bit better than where he was like a year ago. But I'm hoping it's not a descent, if that makes sense. You know, I don't know how much you add at this point, you know, going into year 7. I think they are asking him to be a different quarterback, which would set him up to be in a different situation than most quarterbacks would be in. But no, I'm not ready to say he's descending yet. I think he's had two down seasons.
Okay.
But I don't think he is on a perpetual descent yet. If he has a down year this year, all right, it's going to be hard to say not.
Okay, so in your opinion, it's been environment on why his play is descended.
Well, 24 was, 25 was not.
Okay.
24, I think it's easy to say why Jalen's numbers were down. And they also achieved the pinnacle. So it's not like you didn't need him to be anything more. Last year, you had a good defense. The running game struggled, and you needed Jalen to elevate, and that's where I thought he came up short. 23, I think people are a little too hard on Hurts about 23. You know, you had one of the worst defenses in all of football. He had pretty good numbers. He turned the ball over a little bit, but basically every quarterback that has a shitty ass defense turns the ball over because the only way to win games is to force the ball, you know? So I think people are a little too hard on Hurts about 23. I don't hold that against him as an awful year for him. In fact, I thought it was a positive sign of passing development for him, but 24 circumstantial, 25 is the first year that I think Jalen Hurts needs to take, you know, he needed to be better last year, and he wasn't.
Let me go back and where I was going with Dontayvion Wicks. This is an opportunity of a lifetime, isn't it? He could do this. He could be AJ or elevate himself into being a guy, right? Or he could be, remember when Juju Smith-Schuster was in Pittsburgh? And everyone was like, holy cow, he's playing next to AB. And everyone went, and the Kansas City Chiefs gave him a big contract. All of a sudden, when they found out he was Juju Smith-Schuster, they went, holy cow, he's just a dude. Do you think either way, where he's going to be like, he's going to elevate his game into being a 1,000-yard receiver? Or do you think he's going to be kind of what he's been in Green Bay? 500 yards, 600 yards, 35 catches.
I think somewhere in the middle. I mean, I don't think he's about to become what A.J. Brown became, obviously, but I do think, you know, with a bigger role and a bigger opportunity, you know, for him, he does. What I do like about him is he does seem to have the mentality and the approach needed to be good at that position. I think you have to be kind of an alpha dude. You know what I mean? Kind of a guy that's ready
Yeah.
to take on, a confident guy, stuff like that. So I think Dontayvion has that. The drops haven't come up much in the camp yet, but that has been a problem for him in the past. And it seems like Jalen really likes him, which is a big thing. So I'm thinking, I'll tell you this, Dontayvion Wicks to me has become the clear number 2 in terms of my expectation this year. Look, I don't expect Makai Lemon to have the second most receiving yards behind DeVonta Smith on the wide receivers. I think that's going to be Wicks. And then Lemon might be somewhere around or even to Hollywood Brown.
I'm going to make Kim, you here? Good. Let me hook you up on something.
Oh, God.
I'll tell you why Hurts likes Dontayvion Wicks. Let me tell you something, dude. When you're married to a hot smoking chick, you're going to get so much shit. And she's going to give you hell. She's going to do this. She's going to do that. And when you're married to a fat chick, you're always going to be fed and loved. And I think that's where Jalen Hurts is right now. He's being fed and loved because he's got a wide receiver right now that's not giving him a ton of shit like A.J. Brown. Of course he's going to be in a better place.
Sileo.
Because
for some
hey,
bullshit.
Hey, wait a second. Wait a minute. I was told the entire offseason here they're going to be better by subtraction because they don't have that diva on the team any longer.
Well, your cispod over there in New England's already stirring some stuff up.
Oh, man, is he killing it.
It's so funny, though, to watch the New England fans. They sound just like Philly fans did when we loved AJ. AJ's like, yeah, we better get a practice versus another team because this thing is starting to boil over between the offense and the defense. And all the fans are like, this is exactly the mentality you want on your football team. I'm like, yeah, okay. When you lose 3 games in a row or AJ Brown doesn't get 10 catches a game, then come talk to me.
10. If that guy doesn't get 11 or 12 targets a game, this guy's going to be on the sidelines reading War and Peace.
Yeah, well, just like he was in Philly.
No doubt about it.
You love him. He's your cup of tea.
Oh, no. I love him because he's a content king.
That's
why I love that guy.
Fair enough.
Hey, I do. Hey, has DeVonta Smith, and I said this to you yesterday, but it's becoming more and more evident, isn't it? Or isn't it, maybe? Lane Johnson coming back. DeVonta Smith. Who could you live without, in your opinion? If something went sideways this year between one of those two players, who could the Eagles survive without?
Lane or DeVonta?
Yep.
Ooh, neither. I don't think either. Although apparently, I tell you what, your boy from Miami, Markel Bell, is apparently having a pretty good camp right now. Pretty good acclimation period. He looked good again today. Now, I'm excited about that, but I'm not ready to say that Markel Bell can step in for Lane Johnson. I think it's both, dude. I mean, you think about this. If you lose DeVonta Smith, you have Wicks, Lemon, and who? Cooper? Darius Cooper?
I guess. Elijah. I guess.
Oof. Yeah, that's not going to be good enough. So, if you force me to pick one, I'd probably say DeVonta.
Okay, DeVonta. Do you think the Eagles need to go out and get another skilled player? Or too early?
I feel like they used the first-round pick like they're not going to do it right now. Maybe they will. I don't think they
need one?
No. Well, sure. I mean, you can always use one, basically, but
hey, remember they went and made a deal for Jahan Dotson.
They have like 14 Jahan Dotsons right now. They don't need another Jahan Dotson.